Had to grab a water. You know what I mean? Is it anybody's birthday? I got a song for you with John Legend and Kygo. Oh, let me make sure my phone is on silent too. But as you guys hop in, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button right below the video, as well as leave a comment saying hello. And if your screen name is different than what your YouTube name is, also write your real name, so that way I know your name, and it's just a whole lot easier. Because people come on here and it's like, left Thursday by 10, and it's just like, what does that even mean? But that's their screen name type thing, so. Like Victoria Hickman, so easy to know your actual name. TB, however, I don't know if that's a nickname or I don't know. Like, so what's your name? Put your name in there as well. Good day from Sunshine Coast, Australia. I love that she put good day. That's awesome. Hey man, what's up, bro? You rock. Terrence, is TB your nickname? I'm just curious. Is that how you came up with that? Hello from Casey. Casey, is that like where you're from? Because it says your name is K Marie. So maybe you just go by K, but your name's Casey. Or are you from somewhere called Casey? J Will JJ Gaming, call me John. John, I got it. So so much easier than J Will JJ Gaming, because like otherwise when I try to address you guys, I'll try to like read out your names and like I take like 45 seconds just to figure out your name sometimes. It's funny. Ki Aura. That's a unique name, or it is, at least for me. What's up? Chris from Cali. Casey is my name, but K Marie is my alias. Gotcha. Nice to meet you, Casey. Alan's ready. Another Kiwi. Hi, Shadman Kazi. I'm a Kiwi gal living on the sunny coast, Queensland, for the last 15 years. Alright, cool. So we got some people in here. Guys, again, just one more time, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button right below this video, so that way other people just like you who want to learn a little bit more about how to run an agency get updated or notified that we're going live. Also, again, if you haven't done so yet, make sure you write a hello and your name in the comments box. That's what everybody else is doing. I like to always start off with a nice hello before we get into everything, because once we get into it, we get really into it. So figured I like to get to know the viewers before we get into all the questions that we're going to go into. So who here has bought the digital marketing school? That'll be my first question. And it looks like we've got a good start to it. We are a couple minutes early. Well, at least we started a couple minutes early today, because Falcons game is on. So I love football season, guys. I'm just a sports person in general. I love baseball, basketball, and football, all three of them. And I even like watching hockey. I just don't follow it as much. Baseball, football, and basketball are definitely the three sports that I follow. So but college football season is probably, out of all of those, like, I don't know, it's hard for me to decide whether I like college football more or if I like baseball more, because like, and most people hate on that because a lot of people, if you're not from like the Southeast, you don't get it. Like, Southeast is like in the United States is all about like college football, but everywhere else in America is pretty much all about pro football. There's differences in states, but for the most part, everybody outside the Southeast likes or prefers to watch pro. So it's funny. As soon as my student loan comes in, I am purchasing the course. Jarrell Green, I know you've been on some lives before. I remember seeing your name a lot. So we're excited to have you, man. And I'm excited to see how you go on your journey. What are my thoughts on free trials? Ian Ramos, free trials are tricky. They're great, but it only really applies and works, not applies, but works really well for certain types of businesses. So for example, software services for marketing agencies a lot of the time, like Asana or ActiveCampaign. No, I don't think ActiveCampaign actually does have a free, but I know MailChimp does. Slack, Google Drive, all of these services offer a free trial because they know it's a business-related service, and they're expecting for businesses to grow, which means they're going to end up needing more of whatever service that they're purchasing currently. They can't get by with just the free version. So in that case, offering a free trial works. Whereas for a lot of local service-based businesses, and even product-based businesses, if they're local, small, or medium-sized businesses, it really depends on the type of business. So like, for example, no, and that's what I was going to say. A free trial with a restaurant is even hard to do. So you could do like your first pizza free or your first slice of pizza free when you order, something else. Just something to give away for free at a restaurant. It's harder to do though because why? Well, people are obviously going to come in and get free stuff. That's why a lot of the time when you see a deal from like Pizza Hut or Papa John's, it's usually like you buy this big meal and then you'll get a free 2-liter. Right? You buy 2 large pizzas, we'll throw in a free 2-liter of soda. And you're paying for those 2 large pizzas, maybe not at full price, but definitely not at the most discounted price that you could get. So it's kind of different. And then again, looking at professional services. If we're looking at, say, a real estate agent, you can't really do a free trial. Chiropractors don't really do that great a business from people who just want a free trial. And the reason why is because those people are just looking for a cool, like, I'm going to go in and get my back adjusted, and I don't really need a chiropractor regularly, but it'd be nice to get almost like a massage, right? Because that's what people kind of see a chiropractor as, is getting back adjustments so it feels good. And so people will take advantage of that and not really become a full-on client. But someone who's in true back pain or having, any kind of, physical pain is going to want to see a chiropractor. And those are the people who are more likely to commit and become a quality customer for that chiropractor. So people actually having true back issues and want to get adjusted because their alignment just gets messed up, well, that's going to be a good customer versus that one person who comes in and does a free trial and probably doesn't sign up for a regular commitment, like a once a month or once every other week type of commitment. Because that's the customer that a chiropractor really looks for. So, running free trials can be good, but you really need to think about the product that you're trying to give away for free or the service that you're trying to give away for free and ask yourself, is there a way or do we have a strategy rather to get people to actually buy? And a lot of that is on the business, right? Because you're just marketing the product. You can't necessarily make the judgment call or make the final decision on the exact strategy we're going to use to start off with a free model and then move them into a paid version. So that's kind of on the business to come up with that specific strategy, but then your job is to market that strategy. So it's more, it's not so much of a marketing question every time. Sometimes it's really up to the business as to what they're able to do to provide a free product. So I hope that answers your question, Ian. I'm pretty sure it does, though. Columbus, Ohio is definitely more about college football. Oh, yeah, dude. Because it's Ohio. You're one of the biggest teams in college football. So that makes sense, right? But, you go into, like, New York, Northeast America, you go to West Coast, they're definitely college football. Like, and a lot of even northern teams, like central northern teams, like Boston, not Boston, Pennsylvania. I was thinking Boston, Pennsylvania. They're huge into pro football. So, anyways, learning SMM social media marketing is over freaking whelming. Sorry. Can anyone recommend a true blue course for the non-techie? Everyone and their mother seems to offer a $9.97 course. Truth Seeker, I'm curious, have you seen our Digital Marketing School 2.0? We have one that is our flagship course. It's why everybody's pretty much on this channel, is because we started that brand, and that brand led to everything we're doing now. But we've been rated one of the best digital marketing and social media marketing agency courses out there, and it's because of the fact that we go into so much detail. Our program has over 150 lectures and quizzes in there on all aspects of running a marketing agency, from all of the different variables dealing with social media marketing and digital marketing, to running the business, building a team, building operations and internal workflows. So there's so much that we've put into our course. Plus we have, I think it's over 8 different guest teachers who are all experts in the specific topic that they came to teach. So it's a really great program. I suggest you check it out. The link is in the description right below this video. And for a limited time, I don't believe we've removed it yet. We might have removed it because I know we said we were going to. We did have an offer not too long ago where you got our mentorship program for free for a year. It's a monthly cost of $10 usually. So you get to save an extra $120 and get an extra 52 videos for free. So, or 52 live trainings rather. But I'm not 100% sure if that's still running, so you would have to check the link at the site. Hey, what up, crew? Nate Tilley from South Dakota here. Things have been good. Just got a $500 bonus for a piece of content that I produced and started doing Facebook ads for a car dealership. And I know that Nate Tilley is in my program because he has been following for a while. So that's awesome, Nate. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. You're getting bonuses already, so that's pretty sweet. Aaliyah Hamilton, Truth Seeker, purchasing Jordan's course. Purchase. The guy in this vid. Oh, gosh. And Ian, I think my answer applies. I see what you said about offering a free trial for your agency when getting a first-time client, or when you're getting your first client. And I still think that same discussion that I have with you guys applies. But with agencies, I mean, that's the thing. It can be beneficial to you because in the beginning, if you have no past customers and no experience to kind of go off of, because I have a background in digital marketing that I can use to sell my products and services when I was first starting, whereas a lot of you don't have that background. So that's where a free trial can be beneficial. I don't believe in doing all free trials for all of your clients. Like, some people will be like, yeah, we'll start with a free trial. I don't personally think that's the best way to do it. I would say if I were you to do it with 1 or 2 in the beginning, what that does is get you some reviews, some testimonials from customers that you can go and show to your new client or potential clients when you go in to meet with them. It's going to make selling a lot easier if you have people backing you up saying that you did a good job, right? So that would be really the only time I would say to do it. But after that, you need to cut it out because that's not going to make you money. You should... Yo, bro, should be working, but you're more fun. Shane, I'm glad you have fun when we come out, man. Or when I come on Thursday nights. Which, I guess, brings me to my next little sidebar. I wanted to ask you guys a question, though. And my question is, we're considering alternating YouTube live nights. So I'm thinking of doing Tuesday night one week, and then Thursday night, and then Tuesday night, and then Thursday night. And the reason why we want to do that, and I know it's not best practice by any means, because with live streams you want to be consistent. That's why we do so well, because we do them at the same time, usually every single week. Sometimes I obviously don't make it like last week, but for the most part I do. Anyways, I want to ask you guys your opinion. Do you guys think Tuesday night at like 8 p.m. EST, so 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Would that be a good time for you guys as well? And if I did that, would that be beneficial to some people? Maybe Tuesdays would be easier. Tuesdays are also our highest traffic days on YouTube, meaning a lot of you are already watching videos on Tuesdays because it's a Tuesday. What else are you doing on a Tuesday? Going up on a Tuesday. Why did they make that song? Because now that I think it just triggers in my head. Anyways, do you guys think Tuesday would be a good day to do live streams as well? I'm looking for you guys' opinions, so please leave that in the comments what you think. Yes or no? That's all I really need, because we're probably going to test it out regardless of you guys' thoughts, just to test, because you got to test. But I would like to know what you guys actually think. What are your thoughts on a white label agency? Jarrell, I personally do not recommend it. And not to say that it cannot be a successful way to build an agency, because I've seen people do it. But as far as long term, if you're doing it long term, you're not selling a business, you're selling a list of clients. If you try to liquidate that business, right? If you try to sell your business at some point in the future, all you're doing is selling a list of clients. Why? Because none of the services are actually yours. You're selling maybe some internal processes that work with an agency, but why would they buy you out honestly, that'd be my first question, is why would anybody even buy you out in the first place if all you have is a list of customers? Like, yeah, that list of customers might be beneficial, especially if it's a list of quality customers who aren't pains in the asses. But, if you're just trying to sell a list, that's like my stepdad used to run his own branch of Allstate, and when he left, he only had basically real estate agents, or insurance agents, pardon me, are able to sell their list of customers. And so that's what he did. But if, and this is not to say that that's a bad thing. The point I'm trying to make is the fact that if you start a business that's your own, you build all of your own marketing systems, your own internal operations, plus you acquire that marketing list, you're going to make more money, plain and simple, because it's more valuable. You have a proven system that's working. Another marketing agency will come in and buy your agency. In fact, we had a student, I mentioned it last Thursday as well, but or the previous Thursday before that, we had a student who started making a killing with her agency. And I think they had a company out in Colorado approach her, and now they're talking about potentially buying her agency from her. And I'm pretty sure it's a figure north of 7 figures. So she's been doing it for 3 years, and she's already potentially about to sell her agency for a figure north of 7 figures. A figure for an amount north of 7 figures. So it's pretty cool. But I don't think that white labeling is the best way to go. I think that you can white label some services, but ultimately you want to develop your own ways to create marketing campaigns. And it doesn't mean that you have to go out and build systems for every single marketing service. So for example, we don't like to do pay-per-click. As far as like Google ads, YouTube ads, I just don't want to manage that. It's a lot of work for not the biggest profit margin as far as digital marketing is concerned. You can make a lot more with web development, SEO, design related things, and content marketing. The profit margins are a lot bigger. So personally, that's where I like to focus. Whereas PPC, you can definitely make money. Don't get me wrong. The budgets, especially you get massive budgets with clients that are huge, you'll make a killing. It's just, again, you need that huge influx of customers doing that. That's why usually agencies, they're bringing in, or PPC only agencies, they're just bringing in as many clients as they possibly can at no matter what budget. They're just trying to figure out a way to make it work for any budget pretty much. So personally, I would say building your own internal processes, your own strategies, finding people. So the key there, though, is, and who was it earlier that said SMMA is over frickin' whelming? Truth Seeker said that, which it is, because there's a lot to learn. But the cool thing is you don't have to become an expert at everything. That's why I don't proclaim to be an expert at Google ads and pay-per-click ads. I do know how to run them, but I'm definitely not an expert. There are several people out there that are better than me at PPC ads. So what do? I've found a service that is basically, it's a third-party service, but we work together to create the campaigns, meaning we strategize together, we come up with ideas, and then they actually manage the campaigns. Now we have to take care of all the copy, or not the copy, sorry, they write copy actually for us. We have to take care of the design, which is fine. We shoot the videos or come up with the images and graphics, easy, can do. But they manage the PPC side of it, so we don't have to take care of any of that. They provide us nice reporting, a dashboard and everything. It's just the easiest way to go. So again, become an expert at understanding all of the services and how they work together. And the reason why that is because when you understand how to do it that way, you can go out and find each people for the individual position, or however many people you need for whatever positions, and then you're able to train them to do the work you need them to do, and then they apply their expertise in whatever specific service they're trying to provide for you, and now you have a fully functioning marketing service and campaign. So that's my 2 cents on white labeling. I don't think you should do it for everything in your agency, but if you have a few services that are, obviously that's not, and especially if you're just starting out, it's actually kind of recommended to have a few, not all, but a few for sure, because it's going to make your ability to scale a lot easier. Because if you're trying to build each position out and you're providing all of the digital marketing services that we teach, it's going to be very difficult for you to create processes and workflows for every single service that you have, plus make sure that they're all providing quality content and campaigns, right? It's a lot more difficult than just coming in and saying, okay, now we offer these services, and then somebody buys your services, and then all of a sudden you're going online to try and start finding people, and you're trying to figure out how you're going to make these services work, right? It's a lot more complicated than that. So in the beginning, definitely get some third-party or some white label related services, but also build your own. Shane, thank you. I'm glad you liked the course, buddy. I've just sent my first audit to a potential chiropractor client. What kind of conversation questions should I ask her in the follow-up call? So, Shadman, I have a little problem with that, just so you know. What I would say to you, and this is just for future reference, if they took it and they looked at it, that's fine. But personally, I do not like to send the audit to someone without me having the chance to go over it with them. So when I create the audit, I don't actually just send it out to them necessarily. A lot of the time what I'll do is reach out to them and then say I have this audit that I've put together for them and I'd like to present it to them. And then they'll ask, oh, okay, well, can you just send it over? And usually I would say something along the lines of, I usually don't send these over because there's some information inside of this audit that you're not going to understand if you're not super familiar with digital marketing. And that's why it's easier usually if we can hop on a video call or if I can come into the office and I can explain it to you in 15 to 30 minutes. And you make it seem like it's an easy, painless process. That gets you in the door to actually present to them, which helps you set up that next meeting even easier. But as far as so if you're past the setting up the meeting phase and you know you have the meeting with them, I would actually, this is considered the information search stage of the sales process. So what you're actually doing is you're trying to ask as many questions about their businesses, their business, their products and services, their customers, how much they need to make, what their goals are, why these goals are important to them. And that's really a key question to ask, figuring out why those goals are important to them and getting to the root goals. Obviously, businesses want to make sales, right? They want to generate more money. But why do they want to generate more money? That's the question you need to ask. Oh, well, because we're trying to grow, and you have to, don't just ask it like that, because business owners will be like, because we want more money. That's a stupid. You want to ask something like, something like, and that's great. You obviously, need marketing because you're either trying to grow your brand or you're trying to increase your sales. That's obvious, but what is the bottom line? Like, why is it that you want to increase your sales? Are you trying to scale your business to take on more employees in the upcoming year? Is it because you want to spend more time with your family? You know, what's the real reason why you need to start generating more money? Or is it just because you're thinking long term into retirement? You know, and you have to ask these questions because what you're trying to do is get into their mind and figure out what they desire, because desire drives everything in sales. And so when you figure out that desire, that's actually you being it, they kind of messed up because now you can use it against them. So anytime somebody has an objection, you're taking that desire or desires that they have and you're using it against them. So if they say, yeah, I just don't know, this price seems kind of high. And that's like a lot of agency owners, especially new ones, you guys mess up when you go into that meeting because they're like, I don't know, the price seems kind of, the price always seems kind of high. You have to be able to explain to them why that price is as high as it is and why it's actually an investment that's going to be worth it for them if they make the right investment. And so you get into saying, you know, you told me that you really wanted to be able to retire by the time you were 50. And that totally makes sense. If I could retire in the next 5 years, I would. But 50 is a good age. But again, to do that, we have to get your business, like you told me, to this level of revenue. Otherwise, you're going to be working until you're 55. And the only way we're going to do that is in today's day and age with online marketing and making sure that we have a fully comprehensive campaign that retargets and blah, 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 right? We go into that conversation and make them realize and reason with themselves. And also you're telling them, this is what you told me. This is why you want to do it. Yes, you're right. It is an investment. And never say it's expensive. Say it is an investment, right? It's all about your wording in sales. Seriously, how comfortable and likable can you seem to someone? And so you say, you know, it is definitely an investment. I totally understand that. But this investment stands the opportunity for you to double your sales from me bringing in 3 more customers a month. That's it. You know, for someone like a general contractor, if I could bring in 2 customers with a general contractor, I'm making them money. If they're spending $2,500 a month, I'm already making them money if I bring in 2 customers. So that's the thing, guys. You have to really understand the sales process, but also it's that second meeting, which is what you're talking about, is all about the questions you're going to ask. So HubSpot, actually look up Marketing Agency Questions HubSpot. All right, just go to Google, type in Marketing Agency Questions HubSpot, and they actually have an article with, I think, over 100 questions. I think I actually even put it up here last week, but it's over 100 questions that you could potentially ask, and I don't recommend asking all of them. You can actually, not last week, 2 weeks ago, we had our live call. If you go towards the end of that video, you'll see where we went into that article, and I talked about a lot of the questions that are important there. What level of access does a client need to give their ad account to create ads? Oh, I'd have to look at the specific name. I think it's just because they changed the names. Let me check really quick. Client needs to give their ad account to create ads. Well, just so you know, the ad account itself, you're actually giving access to the page and to the ad account. Let me see here. Business manager. All right, so the level of access. Let me see here. Oh, they did change it. All right, so all you need to do is manage campaigns. It actually shows it. I'll show you right here. No, I have some ad IDs I can't give out. I know what I can do. I'll take a picture of it. And then I'll show you guys. Alright guys, 1 second. So, boom. Alright, you should be able to see this now. Let me zoom in. But basically, you can see right here, all you do is when you go into and you select an ad account, you just select manage campaigns, create and edit ads, access reports, and view ads, right? So they can go in there, they can upload the ads, they can upload the copy, set the audiences and the targeting and the budget, all of that, right? Or do you want to do view performance, access reports, and view ads? Or do you want to make them a manager of the ad account so you can actually control settings, how much the budget is, the threshold budget, create and edit ads as well, access reports, and view ads. So this one, this is the, like, you only want to give this access right here to people who you trust extremely on your team. Like, it better be your business partner or the person who is maybe the account manager. And even those people, I would be questionable of giving them access, because I just personally wouldn't do it. I would keep that sent only to, the top level, either employees or managers or owners of your company, but that's it. I wouldn't give that out to everybody. Let me get rid of that real quick. Super excited to hear what you have to say. Thanks for streaming. Michael, no problem, buddy. Still don't have a beer. Not sure if you remember that conversation. I do. Oh, God, that's funny. I still don't have a beard. It's 2 weeks later, and I don't have a beard. Gosh. How would a brand new agency owner go about making video ads for a client? Ultra Shotgun, what I would say is find local partners. When you have a service like video or videography, where you have to have someone that can actually physically be there, you need to reach out and find local partners to work with. All you do is you call these people or message these people and say, hey, I run a marketing agency. I have clients who are going to need video services. What kind of deal can we work out to where it's profitable for both of us? And then you sit down, have a conversation with that person, work out some rates, either hourly or per job or whatever you want to do, and then boom, now you have a videographer. That's what I'm talking about, guys. When you first start your agency, there's certain instances where it makes sense for you to find someone else to basically white label or outsource the work to. That's what you have to realize is white labeling is pretty much the exact same as outsourcing. You're just taking a company that already has everybody in-house that can do those services, and then they usually create some kind of software to go along with it that you can put your brand on. That's really the only time white labeling is actually used. But it is essentially the exact same thing as outsourcing. How many keywords should you target on your website? Oh goodness, Jarrell. Keywords on your website, it depends, because every industry is going to be different. Every website is going to be different. Some people aren't going to do a ton of or a bunch of heavy content marketing on their site, even though most should. I believe that most websites should have anywhere from 40 to 50 pages on the site. And that doesn't mean 40, 50 pages that are listed up on the navigation bar, but you'll have, for example, if you have an HVAC company, they need to have a page on their site explaining what an HVAC installation might be like, right? And maybe an FAQ about HVAC installation and different types of HVACs out there. They want those types of pages on their site because it's adding specific keywords that people are going to use to find that particular service in a local area. And you'll want to include, obviously, those local keywords on a lot of those pages. That way you show up in local search results, right? So there's no one number that you can say you should have or target on a website, but I do recommend trying to get at least 40 to 50 pages for every website out there, whether that's, again, a small business in a local area or a large business. And a lot of those pages, again, should really just be not really hidden pages, but they're just not prominent and in the top, the navigation bar, because you can't obviously put 50 pages in a navigation bar. Nobody does that. And not everybody is coming to that site to look at that information. Really, again, it's more for getting search engines to recognize what type of website you are and what type of service or product you provide. Need to learn how to master leads. What type of leads, Art? What do you mean? Like for your clients or for your agency? Tuesday at 8 p.m. is cool. It's 11 a.m. here in Oz, so whatever floats your boat. Okay. What are your favorite strategies in terms of generating? I can't. It jumped. Where did that go? My messenger chat always jumps when you guys put in new stuff, so it's like hard to keep up with sometimes. If you guys put something in while I'm scrolling, it jumps all the way to the bottom. I don't know why. What are your favorite strategies in terms of generating new clients for a Facebook ads agency? Michael, it doesn't matter if you're a Facebook ads agency, an SEO agency, a PPC agency. My favorite method, my preferred method, is networking and running training seminars. And all that is number one, going out to meetings, to networking events, to networking centers, and basically just talking to other people and taking advantage of things like BNI, Business Networking Initiative, or an international, whatever the hell it's called. I always forget what the I is. Doesn't matter. Going out to those events is a great way when you're first getting started to start meeting a ton of people. And the cool thing about that event or that networking group is that they actually require you to bring in a lead every single time you guys have a meeting. They require their members to bring in leads for other people, right? So you'll have one person from each industry inside of this big networking group. And so you'll have one person who's doing marketing, one person who's doing web design, one person who's doing, who runs an HVAC company and a real estate agent. And you're coming in there and meeting each week, and they're bringing leads to you. You're bringing leads to them. Not only that, training seminars are fantastic for generating leads if you do them the right way. And so maybe scheduling a meetup on Meetup. I think that's actually what it's called, Meetup. But scheduling something on there and doing, a free Facebook ads training for small businesses, or free Instagram training for small businesses. And then what you do is you go in there and you show them, what really works for me, or has worked for me in the past, is going in there and saying, here's why most people aren't doing Facebook ads the right way, and here's why most people fail with Facebook ads. And then when you start to show businesses, like I teach campaign mapping for Facebook ads and running remarketing campaigns for your Facebook ads. So when you go in front of a business owner, and they've more than likely at this point, a small business owner has tried Facebook or Instagram ads at least once. Maybe they spent $5-20, whatever, and that's another reason why they failed. But they didn't get the results they were looking for. So they already have this negative connotation. But the issue is, when you go in there, you'll probably go in there, and if you teach them the method that I teach, which is campaign mapping, you go in there and you start off saying something like, hey, so Facebook ads are great, but you probably don't necessarily think that, or not all of you think that. So let me show you why a lot of small businesses have a misinformed idea about Facebook ads. And then what I would do is I would show them what most business owners do, and show them the one ad sequence where somebody runs an ad and the ad performs well, but it never converts. Or they run one ad, it didn't work, and so they stopped, right? Where we show the process of creating a campaign map and saying, okay, instead of just running an ad to random audiences, what we do is we focus a lot on remarketing, number one, because that's where a lot of business owners mess up. They don't remarket to the audiences that they make contact with. And so we show them, a person who visits a sales page. Well, in the first 7 days, we're remarketing them with testimonials and maybe an offer of some kind. And somebody who is interested in those ads, we move, or they've watched so much of a video, we continue them through to show them an authority ad, maybe an award that business has won, or maybe they were the top real estate agent in their area, something like that, to make people see why this person is someone they should buy from. Right? And that's pretty much it. We take them through that process and show them why their ad campaign probably didn't work versus why what we would do would more than likely work. And when they start to see that, light bulbs just start going off instantly. Running training sessions, though, is a great way, because you're giving value And at the same time, you're showing them why you're an expert and why you would actually get the job done versus a lot of people who have either tried before or when they tried and couldn't. How many days does it take for a good Facebook ad to get results? I mean, that's the thing, Ultra Shotgun. It can be instantaneous. What I want to encourage you guys to do is stop looking at running ads or anything really in marketing as there being a standard for a lot of things. Because with marketing, that's the thing. There are certain standards, right? Like you set your video image or your video resolution or your image resolution to a specific size, right? You keep headlines or subject lines for emails as short as possible. Those types of things are, commonplace. But even then, they're not necessarily what you have to do. You've seen longer subject lines, they just usually don't perform as well. But with, for example, creating a Facebook ad, every Facebook ad is going to be different because every offer is different, every business is different, industries are different. So it's hard to say there's just one good Facebook ad or there's a specific amount of days to determine a good Facebook ad. What I would encourage you to do is what we've learned from running Facebook ads and what a lot of people preach when, talking about Facebook ads training is that you should wait a minimum of 3 to 5 days after setting up and starting your ads before you make a call, especially if these are new audiences that you're testing, right? If you've run ads to the audiences before, you probably don't have to do as long of a testing period. You can probably tell in a day or two. But if you're running it to a newer audience or they're a fresher audience and it's a new offer with new creative and new copy, you really need to let that ad run for 3 to 5 days before you have enough data to know what to do. And especially in local markets where your audience size is smaller because you can only advertise to somebody within a 5-mile radius. For example, with restaurants, a big struggle with them is they can only advertise in a specific radius around that restaurant because people aren't going to travel to that restaurant unless it's something like, for example, in Atlanta, Papa Dough, which is only on the north side of Atlanta, but everybody loves Papa Dough. It's a great seafood restaurant, so people will travel there, and it's expensive, right? But most businesses aren't going to be able to pull from 25 miles away. So you have to consider the fact that the audience size is smaller, meaning it's going to take you longer to get that ad to show in front of everybody in that audience. So there's a lot to it. It's harder to answer. There's a specific amount of time, but there is a recommended amount of time to at least start with for fresh audiences. Truth seekers. So obtaining the clients is the hardest part for people who are new to sales, people who are new to digital marketing, people who are maybe a little more introverted than extroverted, right? So if you're all three of those things, yeah, you're going to struggle. Why? Because you have to learn how to become less introverted and a little more extroverted. You have to learn how to sell, and you have to learn how to sell digital marketing services, because selling is its own thing. Understanding how to speak to people, when to say specific things, how to overcome objections, because overcoming an objection isn't different whether I'm selling cars or if I'm selling digital marketing services. If I'm selling a car and somebody says, yeah, the price on that car, I don't know, it's just a little too high. Your job as the salesperson, yeah, you want to get them the best deal, but you don't necessarily just want to give up on that car right yet, right? If that doesn't work, we can move on to a cheaper car. But we want to try to make as much money as a salesperson as possible. That's your job, right? So what do? Well, the car salesman in me would say, and I've never been a car salesman before, even though I did get offered a job as a car salesman when I was in college one time. I was pitching a proposal to a dude for a business I was running, and he was like, I want to give you a job. Anyways, but what I would say is if somebody told me the price of the car was too high, I'd be like, yo, Mr. Smith, I get the price is a little high on this car, but you did say you wanted to look hot in this new vehicle that you were buying. You said you've been saving up for a while and this was your dream car, or at least it's as close as you're going to get to your dream car. And you got to treat yourself, man. You only live life once, and this is a nice vehicle. It's going to last. I'm doing everything and talking about all of the things that person told me they wanted out of a car, right? So selling is the same no matter what you do, but you have to learn how to sell, and then you have to learn how to sell digital marketing services, because the big mistakes that a lot of people make when they start selling marketing services is they're focused on the wrong thing, number one. They don't know enough about the services to seem confident and comfortable in the sale, which is why they mess up. If you don't seem confident or comfortable, it is easy to spot. Like, people will, and you're not going to your first couple of meetings, trust me. I remember my first few meetings, and they were horrid because I was just freaked out, and this was my first big job. You know, I was working for a corporate company. It was this whole big thing. But over time, I got a lot better and a lot more comfortable at the services I was selling and how to sell the service, but it takes a lot of practice. So, you know, it's not impossible, I can tell you that, because I have several students, several students, a plethora of students, if that makes it sound like more, because several only sounds like 3 to me whenever I hear it. But we have tons, that's a good word. We have tons of students who have already made not only their first $1,000, but their first $5,000 a month, their first $10,000 months. We have $25,000 months, $50,000 months. I think Kayla is almost at like $75,000 months, if not getting to be more. She might hit like 6-figure months by now by all of the clients she's bringing in. So that's the thing. It is not impossible, but you have to, and that's why I preach so much about the commitment to the education before you get out there and try to start. Like, that's the issue a lot of people make. They try to rush into it. And this is not something that you study for a month and you're done. Like, even though you can, I don't recommend it to someone who's never seen any of this stuff before, never played around with it before. I've been doing this since like 2007, guys. For those of you who don't do well with math, that's 12 years, and almost at 13 now. Jesus. And it hasn't been the same. It's changed a lot since 2007, but I've had experience and I've been in this space for a long time, so it was easy for me to take off. And some people just have a natural tendency to do well with it, which is also good, but that's not everybody. So if you already know, and this isn't a bad thing, but some of us are slower learners than others. So if you know you're a little slower learner, don't get out there, go through the program or take my course and go through all the videos, finish it in a month and say, all right, I'm ready. Knowing in the back of your head that you still don't feel comfortable with SEO, you still don't quite understand how SEO relates to ads, you don't understand how to generate leads and then what to do with the leads after you get them. You kind of get how they all work separately, but bringing them together and making it into a comprehensive campaign, you're still kind of foggy, I guess would be a good word. So that's the thing. Don't rush into your sales. Don't rush into getting clients. The more you understand it, and seriously, guys, if you want to be successful, I cannot stress this enough, and I hope that you hear it. I really do, because this is where people fuck up. The more you understand digital marketing, the more you understand how the services work together, how each service is performed, the different aspects of each service. So, for example, understanding the differences between on-site SEO services and off-page SEO services, understanding what a web development project is going to look like, because it's not just jumping on Wix, throwing up some pictures, throwing up some copy, and boom, you've got a great website. It's definitely not that. And if you try and go do that with clients, you're going to have some pissed off people because their website's going to suck. It won't rank well as far as search engines are concerned, and then they'll be getting a new website developed in the next year to 2 years. So the more you understand about these services, the better off you will be with your agency when it comes time to go out there and get your clients. The more prepared you'll be. Not only that, I also recommend getting at least a basic outline of what your internal processes and procedures are going to look like for all of the services you plan to provide. So if you plan to do SEO, social ads and management, and let's just say websites and design, that's fine. But what happens when you get a new website? What's the first thing you do? What's the next step after you do that step? And the next step after that, and the next step after that, right? Do you have those things lined up? With SEO, wait, did I just say? No, I did website. With SEO, what's the first thing we do when we take on a new client? We go out and we pull a bunch of the data from their site, from search traffic to keyword data to all kinds of different things. And then we make a list of all of the things we have to do to, or at least to perform an audit. And then what we do is we move into the strategy and planning session, and we start looking at what keywords we're going to target, how we're going to target those keywords, where we're going to place them on the site, right? And then we go into implementation, right? So do you have all of those steps lined up so that way when you take on a client, you're not going and rushing and putting together steps while at the same time trying to create their campaign, which is not going to work well for you. It's not going to turn out well. So 1 second, let me look through some of these comments. Zach would guess who back? You really know this stuff and explain it well, Stacy. I appreciate it. Victoria says, loving your shit. I appreciate that as well. By most businesses. Gustavo, yes, because most local and small businesses have a hard time running Facebook ads. That's why, like, go look at, if you can, take the time later, and I promise you, a lot of you will love this video because your clients are local, small, and medium-sized businesses, but go to my channel or just go to YouTube and type in 3-step marketing. The number 3, step like you're taking a step, and then marketing. I promise you guys will love that video because it is pretty much exactly how you guys need to be marketing for local, small, and medium-sized businesses. Almost every single time. What do you tell an older woman just starting out? Stacy, I think I just went on about it a lot right there. It is all about the education. Take courses, and I'm not saying this to sell my courses. I'm telling you this because it's just like if you were an attorney. You can't just go and instead of going to like Harvard, you just go study law on your own and then pass the bar exam in a month. That's just not how it works, right? So you shouldn't expect the same about digital marketing. The unfortunate part is colleges are just now starting to get these programs in their colleges, and they're a lot more expensive to go to college than to learn from people in the e-commerce space and in the marketing space doing it right now, because we're out here, we already know how to market, we know how to build a business. We've done both of those, so that's why we're able to provide this to you guys. So I recommend taking a marketing program. That's going to be the only thing that makes you stand out from the people who are failing. But I would focus on local business marketing. If you're going to be starting an agency, and a lot of you are starting small, which is fine, that's how 99% of you are going to start, I strongly recommend going after that 3-step marketing strategy, which is pretty much SEO, social ads, and a good website, and understanding how to do those together. And you can even throw in PPC in there. Again, we just don't, that's not our flagship service, our bread and butter, but I'm telling you guys, that 3-step marketing video will show you exactly what you want to see. But guys, we are at 52 minutes, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off all the questions here. I'm sorry I didn't get to several questions tonight. That's why, in case you guys don't know, I want to go ahead and throw some announcements out there. And number one, I want to premise by saying this isn't because I need your money. It's because we get so many questions a lot of the time, and I like to answer all of the questions. If you ever want me to guarantee that I can answer a question for you, since we get so many, all you have to do is leave $1 in the super chat, and I will make sure to answer that question. That's really the only way I can do it and not sit on here for 3 hours answering questions all night. So I'm sorry, guys. But again, if you can leave a super chat, all I ask is for you to leave $1, and I will guarantee to answer your question. But that's it for tonight, guys. So all I want to mention outside of that is, I had one more thing I wanted to mention. If you don't, I guess we'll just say this. If you don't already know, the link for the Digital Marketing School 2.0, the course that we've been talking about so much this evening, is right below this video in the description. So just click that little down arrow on the right-hand side under the video if you're on mobile. And I'm pretty sure it's pretty similar if you're on desktop as well. But click that button and then go right into the description. You'll see where it says Enroll Now, and it'll take you to the sales page. And you can go check out all of the videos that are in the course. We actually have a breakdown of every video and every lesson that we have inside the program on that page. So that way you get an idea of exactly what you're going to learn before you even purchase. But who is ready to play the mentorship giveaway game? if you're ready, I need you guys to do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button right below the video. If you don't hit the thumbs up button, I can't play the giveaway. Or at least you won't qualify to win the mentorship. And also, write, hell yeah, I'm ready in the chat. So I know you guys are ready. Cool. Jordan, the guy in this vid. Dude, you killed me. What's his name? Truth Seeker? He came in, he was like, what was he saying? He was saying something like, who should I buy a course from, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, I was telling him about the course, and somebody in the video said you should buy Jordan's, the guy. And he was like, who's that? The guy in this video. Oh, that cracked me up. That was funny. You guys really cracked me up. I love doing these events on Thursday because every single time it's just like, y'all say some outlandish shit. Jordan stole my girl, but I'm at $2,500 per month, so it's okay. What? That's what I'm talking about right there. That is exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Like, Jordan stole my girl, but I'm at $2,500. Like, seriously, y'all are too fucking funny. On the YouTube app, it's not a like button. It's just it should be just a thumbs up button. Hold on, I'll show you guys. I'm trying to pull it up. Oh, here we go. Here's the live. Turn down the volume. Alright, so you got to close the live chat. That's why. Alright, so you'll see it. Wait, where are we at? Okay. Yeah, you got to close the live chat, which there'll be an X somewhere up here in the top, and then you'll see these little thumbs right there. You just click one of those. And then boom. Okay. Now that we're done with the self-promotion and the screenception, let's go ahead and ask that question. Oh, I know. Let's see who was really paying attention. And this will work because it was towards the end of the video. See? We came up with the same answer. Never mind. I had to exit from the default live chat. All right. So, everybody who's ready, what was the one video called that I told you guys to go watch? I mentioned it towards the end. I told you the name a few times. What was that one video I want you guys to go watch when you get done here? Boom! No Town Films. You are the first one to put it in the chat. So, you are the winner of the mentorship giveaway for tonight. So No Town Films, make sure you, why is Shane saying woohoo? Oh. Shane, I'm sorry, buddy, you weren't. I know it probably shows that on your phone. Just trust me, guys. It was No Town Films. And I can even show you my screen, but I don't feel like I have to. Shane, I'm sorry, buddy. You weren't first. I know it's probably showing you that on your screen. Promise you I'm not lying to you. You guys are all receiving the stream at different times other than me. I'm the host of the stream. I promise. I'm sorry, buddy. But congrats to, because honestly on my screen you came in, and no offense, I hope you don't get mad at me, but You were actually 1, 2, 3, 4. You were 5th on mine. Because Jarrell, Tiffany, and Kashif had one answer in before that. But No Town Films, you are the winner for tonight's. I'm sorry, Shane. You always have next time. Plus, all you guys have to do outside of that is, in case you didn't know, all of our videos that we upload week by week, we put in an opportunity in each one of those videos for you guys to win a 3-month mentorship giveaway. We only do 1 month on our YouTube lives. We give away a free month. On each video that we upload, if you watch in the videos, we give you an opportunity to win 3 months for free. And we've been doing that for like 2 months. We've been doing that for like 2 months now. Kashif, I'm sorry, you didn't, buddy. Damn, I'm just gonna shut up before all of y'all are like, oh, Jordan said we all win a course. Oh, God. All right. I'm sorry, guys, to those of you who didn't win, but just show up next Thursday when we'll do another giveaway. Make sure you check out all of our videos that we upload every single week. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you can get notified each time we have a video come out. And then you can have the opportunity to win 3 months. That's like, what is that? That's 8 times a month. 8 times a month we do giveaways for the mentorship program. So, see, it's a good idea, right? We know how to come up with some good ideas every now and again. No, I'm kidding. All right, guys. You guys have a great evening. Thank you all for stopping by and joining me. I will see you guys next Thursday. Or actually, next Tuesday, I'm going to go live at 8 p.m. All right? So we'll be back in a few days. No, never mind. Because Monday's Labor Day. Tuesday, we're going to be super busy getting back. So, no, we're going to stick to Thursday. I'll do Tuesday the week after that. All right, so Thursday next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you guys there. Until then, serial entrepreneur out. Bye, guys.